Hello everyone. We're going to be continuing on here the study of what is the church, and this is continuing particularly on from the last video called the ministry. And so we're going to be looking a little bit more at what particularly deacons are according to the scriptures. So what we found in the last video, and if you haven't seen it, please view it perhaps even before seeing this, although I'll try to make it in a way that even if you haven't seen the last video, you'll be able to benefit from this one. But basically, just to quickly recap, what we saw in the last video is that the ministry, according to the scriptures, is really the whole church, the whole people of God. Everyone is part of the ministry because everyone has that act of service, and that's what it means to minister. It means to serve. And what we found is that the word that is used to describe that in Greek is diakonos, or the ministry. So what we're going to do in this video is just look at a few of the definitions here, or a few of the different variations of that word that are in the Greek New Testament. And just so you know, for the next few videos, basically what we're going to do, there's three main words or variations of this word that are used in the New Testament. And we're going to just today quickly summarize what those three are, and then we're going to have three other videos subsequent to this one that will be going through the scriptures to show the specifics of each one. Okay, so the three words are, we have diakonos, diakonia, and diakoneō. And just so you know, I'm not a Greek scholar or anything like that, not even close. So if I'm mispronouncing some of these words, my apologies. And if you know the correct pronunciation, and if I am getting it wrong, please send me a note and let me know, correct me. But I think that is correct, though. I checked into it, and that's the best I can get. So again, we're going to just go through each one in this video, then later we'll go into it more. So the definitions that I'll be using in this video are going to be from the Dictionary of Biblical Languages with Semantic Domains, Greek New Testament. And it has a numbering system that it uses for these words that is not the Strong's numbering system, so please don't get it confused. But I'll mention the Strong's number anyways. So the first one is in the numbering system that this is using is number 1354, and it's diakoneō, and that's Strong's number 1247. And the different definitions that it gives is one is serve, and again this is the word that we get deacon from, right? And you can hear it, diakonos, deacon, right? Or diakoneō, deacon. So again, the different definitions that it gives, number one is serve, render assistance, and it gives Matthew chapter 20, verse 28. The second one is take care of by rendering humble service to, Matthew 25:44. And then we have the next one, number three, is to wait upon, serve food and drink, Matthew chapter 4 verse 11 and Mark chapter 1 verse 13. Then we have number 4, be a deacon, minister unto, and it gives 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 10. And then we also have it gives a different variation there, and it has handle finances, formerly handle finances, Acts 6:2. For another, interp, not sure exactly what it means by that, but then it says see, wait upon. Note there may be overlap in the verses and entries. And I'll just point out here, I'm skipping over this, but you'll see as we're reading these definitions, it'll say, as you saw on the screen there, it will say something like LN 35.19, something like that. And what that is the Louw-Nida number. And what Louw-Nida is basically another numbering system of biblical words, both biblical Hebrew and Greek, that is just far more specific. It basically has all the variations and the different meanings of the variations in what it's saying. So the Louisiana number is just a very specific definition of that. So I'm going to skip over that, but I figured I'd mention just so that you're not left wondering. Okay, so that's the first one, diakoneō, and that is basically to serve, to take care of, to wait upon, etc., etc. So we can see there again, this is not a dominating thing or a thing of somebody to be in leadership. It is somebody, somebody who is taking part in that, is basically in service, in a servitude rather than a dominance. Okay, so the next main one is going to be diakonia, and that first definition is service, help. Second is ministry, role or position of service. The third is provision, arrangement for support. And, oh sorry, I wasn't giving the verses there. For service it has Revelation 2:19. Ministry is Acts 20:24. Provision is Acts 6:1. And then the fourth is contribute, money given to help someone in need, Acts 6:1. And the fifth is waiting upon, serve food, etc., Luke chapter 10, verse 40. Okay, then the last one is diakonos, or diakonos. And the first definition it gives is servant. So again, this is in a noun form. And the previous one also said it was in a noun form. And diakoneō was a verb. So that's some of the distinction there. One, diakonia was feminine, diakonos is masculine. Okay, so diakonos, first one is servant, one who serves without necessarily having the office of a deacon. Interesting that it mentions that. Matthew 20:26, Romans 16:1, Ephesians 6:20, 1 Thessalonians 3:2. And then it also has, for the second definition, a deacon, one entrusted to serve the needs of believers. Philippians 1:1, Romans 16:1, Ephesians 6:21, 1 Timothy 3:8. Okay, so, and we'll get to it as we go through these next few videos, where it says things like the office of a deacon. I'll just mention it now. In those few places, it's in Timothy and Titus, where it uses terms like the office of, so on and so forth. The terms office of just simply are not there in the Greek text. There's no place that states that these things are a office or an office. These things are basically words that are more so descriptive than a position or title that is given to someone. So again, hopefully this brings some clarity, and hopefully you get the point that I'm trying to get across to here. Basically, it's that when we see terms like minister and deacon in the New Testament, that's from the same basic word in the Greek New Testament, and that's this diakonos. And it has these three main forms: diakonos, diakonia, and diakoneō. And we're going to be going through those specific forms and seeing how they're used in the Greek New Testament, obviously in English translation. But, hopefully you get the point that this is something, it is not as a position. When we see terms like ministers or deacons, those things in the New Testament are not titles, they're not offices, they're not a specific, office or role in the church. In fact, everyone is called ministers. Everyone is part of the diakonia, which is the ministry, and everyone is, basically included within this, and we are to serve one another, and of course those outside of the faith. So hopefully this will become increasingly clear as we continue on the videos, but just wanted to give an introduction to these next few parts. So anyways, blessings to all, and shalom.